All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Generation 1. I'm sure you guys are wondering what this is all about, and I'm going to tell you. This is a radio show or a podcast that I've decided to start with a couple of my Pokemon friends. So there are three of us today. You know me. I'm NinjaDeathStrike. Guys, why don't you introduce yourselves?
I am Robotnik is Sexy.
And I'm Agrotech.
So yeah, basically what this show is going to be is just a sort of discussion topic show about Pokemon. We're not going to focus on any one aspect of the game. Definitely don't have a competitive focus, not a TCG focus either. Really just whatever's current or whatever we feel like talking about that week. In following episodes, we'll probably try and have a theme that centers our discussion, but there isn't going to be a single particular focus for the show, just talking about whatever's current. So we met our host, but we'll go through with kind of a bit of a longer introduction, give you everyone's name, where we're from, stuff like that, and then we'll get into today's format. So, as you know, I'm NinjaDeathStrike, or Matt Shank. I'm 27. I forget. Korean age is different, so don't judge me. I always have to think. Yeah, they do it differently. So, but I am 27 in international age. Yeah, I'm serious. I'm 29 Korean age, so I had to think about it. 27. I'm originally from around Baltimore, Maryland, but I currently live in South Korea and teach English. So.
All right. I think I go next.
Yes.
I am Andy, last name, and I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, and I lived there for 20 years, and just kind of grew up. I'm still growing up, really, and even though I'm 25, but right now I'm living in the tiny town of Sequim, Washington.
Squim?
Squim. It's a Native American name. Everything is named after. Every name is Native American up here. So yeah, it's Squim.
You can think of Squib.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing I thought too.
Are you a Squib? Are you a secret Squib?
I have no idea.
All right.
Okay, I'm Agrotech. Real name is Nick, 25, and I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, East Coast of the United States.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't know where Raleigh was.
And for any of you guys that are interested, I will have links to their channels in the description, so check those out and subscribe to them, because that's the nice thing to do.
Yeah, do it.
Anyhow, for today's format, we're going to talk a little bit about the past and a little bit about the future. We kind of just want to give you guys a feel for who we are and our tastes in the game. So we're going to start with the past, talk about how we got into Pokemon, stuff like that, and then we're going to move into the future a little bit, do a light discussion on Gen 6. I know I already did like a whole big podcast about that, but we'll touch on it just briefly, and then we'll close out. So to start, I'm going to ask a few questions about the beginning of Pokemon, how we got into Pokemon, which is actually the first question. How did you guys get into Pokemon? What's the story of how you came to love Pokemon as much as you do?
Well, I think for me, it definitely started with the television show, because I think I would get up at like 6 in the morning, and just watch TV, and this was just something that was on Channel 11 on the 6 a.m. slot, and I would just watch it. I'd watch it after the Mega Man show, actually. I would get up for the Mega Man show, and then Pokemon would come after. And there's something about the show that really grabbed me, and then I distinctly remember a Christmas when I got blue version, and my older brother got red version, and I have been hooked ever since. So that's pretty much my story in a nutshell.
Did it seriously start at 6 a.m. for you?
I think so. I'm a very early riser.
Yeah.
So that's
Wow.
ridiculous.
That means Mega Man would start at like 5:30.
30.
Jeez. All right. Nick?
And then, I honestly can't even remember how I really, first got into it. It was either the card game or the TV show, because I don't think I think those came out before the games did in America. But I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't think so, but whatever. Doesn't really matter.
Maybe that's just my crappy memory.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I remember watching the show every day or every Saturday, and it just I don't know. It grabbed the hold and didn't let go, and it's just I don't really remember the exact moment, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, I do remember the exact moment when I thought that it sounded pretty cool. I remember my dad was actually a youth pastor, and so my family was really involved with all sorts of church stuff. My mom and my dad. So my sister and I would always have to go to whatever thing was going on. And so one year we had this Easter egg hunt and Easter thing for the kids, little kids. I guess I was in middle school. Must have been, because I wasn't participating, I was helping, so I had to be old enough to help. But anyhow, we had to go, and my job for the day was decorating cupcakes. Hundreds and hundreds of cupcakes. And the only other kid there who was my age. We got put on cupcake duty, and we were in that room for hours, and this kid talked about Pokemon from the minute I walked into the room until we finished. Just nonstop, telling me everything. I knew pretty much everything about the game before I bought it, because this kid told me his Pokemon life story for 4 hours on a Saturday afternoon. So I knew all about the Safari Zone. The distinct part of the conversation I remember was him telling me what a pain in the ass Tauros and Kangaskhan are to catch, and explaining the layout of the Safari Zone. And so that's the first time I'd ever heard of Pokemon, but it sounded pretty cool. So then the next time I went to the mall, I looked for it in the EB Games or whatever it was at the time, and I saw the red and blue. Ended up buying a blue version. So that's how I got into it. The show came later. I don't remember. So I saw it on at some point and watched it, but I never really got into the show. I watched the first half of the first season, and then that was it. It was definitely about the games for me, the video games, from the start.
It's okay. It got crappy after the second season.
Yeah, the last episode I watched was the battle with Koga, because I remember Bulbasaur strangling the shit out of Venomoth. And that was the end of it. I didn't watch any of them after that.
I do remember going to see Pokemon, the first movie, in theaters, and I was so freaking excited because you got the gold Mew card.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember that.
I have that actually. Yeah,
and dude, I was freaking crying by the end of the movie because freaking Pikachu is sad, dead, and oh my gosh.
I actually. Go ahead, Andy.
I was a twisted kid. I've always been a twisted kid, and I never really cared for Ash. Even as a kid,
he's kind of a loser.
Yeah, so when he got turned to stone, I was so happy. I'm yes. We're gonna take the show in a new direction.
New main character is Mewtwo. Show's 1,000% better than before.
Yeah.
I wasn't so much sad that Ash died. I was sad that Pikachu was sad.
Yeah.
Because Pikachu's freaking crying. He's streaming tears. So sad.
I actually never saw the first movie until this year. I finally downloaded it and watched it.
That's so weird. I bet it was hard to watch.
It was pretty hard. But
They're all bad.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the other ones, but I felt like I should at least watch that one once. All right, my next question was moving on from how'd you get into Pokemon in general. What was the first Pokemon game you had? Which starter did you pick, and what was your overall experience with it?
Okay, well, my first Pokemon game was obviously Pokemon Blue, and the first starter I picked was Bulbasaur, and the reason I picked Bulbasaur is because my older brother told me that you had to use Bulbasaur to, like, use Vine Whip to cross, like, giant chasms or something.
He completely lied to you, basically.
I guess, but it was like something you heard, you know, like, I'm a little kid, so I just believe everything on automatically.
Right.
And so I picked Bulbasaur, and he still is my favorite. I don't really know why, but I just like him the best. And my experience was pretty good. I was super addicted, and played it to death, pretty much. But I didn't really get competitive until Pearl version, I think. So I just played it for fun, for the most part.
Yeah. Okay, Nick?
I picked Blue as well, which I find really interesting that we all picked Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue team.
And I think, I'm not going to comment on what you do, but I think it might get more interesting because I picked Squirtle, who ends up being Blastoise, who is a boss in Blue and Red. But I don't know, Squirtle was just, I've always picked a water starter every game.
Yeah.
And it just started that tradition, I guess. And overall experience, I think it was really interesting. I ended up, I never traded with anybody because none of my friends were cool enough to have the game. That's how I like to think about it.
Yeah.
And the first time I traded was actually on an airplane on my way to, this is before all the crappy regulations they put in there now.
Yeah.
But the first time I traded was on an airplane on my way to Massachusetts, and this kid was like, "Yo, let me teach you how to clone. I'll give you a free Tauros." And I'm like, "Okay, I don't have a Tauros."
Yeah, because it's a pain in the ass to catch.
But I remember this. It was just like, I can remember the kid's face too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Years, whatever.
Oh.
Did it work? Because that was a dangerous glitch. I mean, it could just end up erasing your guys.
This game was fine, I guess. Yeah. I guess it didn't happen. I don't remember that part. So if it did, I don't care. Oh, well, it's that guy.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that cheated to get Tauros. I did the Safari Zone trick, where you fly out of the Safari Zone, and then you go to Cinnabar Island and surf on the coast, and all the Safari Zone Pokemon show up there. You can catch them in regular balls.
It's really interesting to think about that glitch now, because, like, back then it's like, how does this work? It's just magic. And then now it's like, you can actually go in and look at the code and see that it's like pulling the encounter codes from where you were and putting them on the
a little strip of land.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Did you catch Tauros, Andy, ever in Red or Blue?
I don't think I did, because, like most, I didn't care for Safari Zone.
Yeah.
And I probably never did. I was perfectly happy with Snorlax and the other normal types, though.
Yeah. I did it to finish my Pokedex, I remember. Like, I actually finished my Pokedex on Blue, and the last two were Tauros and Kangaskhan, and I cheated on both of them. Yeah, but like I said before, my first gen was also Blue. My first run through, I picked Bulbasaur, but then I got to Cerulean City, and I realized that I'd missed Paris, and I really, for whatever reason, I thought Paris looked really cool, and there's no way to get back into Mount Moon, like after you jump over that ledge, until way later, so I just restarted, and I picked Squirtle the second time, and that's the one I actually played through to the end.
Would have been really cool if you picked Charmander.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping you picked Charmander.
Yeah.
To be like the original.
I mean,
trio.
if I was going to pick Charmander, I probably would have just bought red version. But, yeah, I picked Squirtle on my first completed run. I still remember his move pool. He had Surf, Hydro Pump, Tackle, and Blizzard. But Tackle was I had a legitimate reason. Like, it made catching weaker things really easy, because that was the only move that wouldn't kill them. So I could, I could still use Tackle and not kill them.
You like metagaming in Blue Days. It's insane.
I guess. I just was obsessive about getting all of them. So I had to make sure. Yeah.
Prepared for getting all.
And Blizzard was freaking broken in Gen 1, so that was fun. Had like 90% accuracy and a 30% chance to freeze. That's how I caught Mewtwo. Like, I just froze it, and then it stayed frozen forever until I caught it. Oh.
So many mechanics.
Yeah, it's really different back then. Like, everything had Hyper Beam, too, because it was the best move in the game in Gen 1.
I do remember that.
Yep.
Because if you killed something, you didn't have to recharge.
Yep. So
that was the thing.
Hyper Beam Sandslash was pretty boss. He was one of my main guys. All right, my last question for my segment is, what's your favorite gen out of all of them?
Well, I definitely know my favorite gen is the second gen, Gold and Silver. The plot was actually existing, and it had a connection to the first game, and just that part where you team up with Lance to take out the Team Rocket base, there's nothing remotely as cool as that in any other game. And that just did it for me. And, I mean, the Pokemon art still resembled the first gen, too, so it was like an actual sequel.
Slightly less
really
Downsy.
Yeah, we haven't really had an actual sequel since Black and White 2, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's definitely the best experience, in my opinion. But I played all of them, so...
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm not... Yeah, I mean, I think we all like all of the games. So it's not a...
Nope, I hate all of them. That's why I'm doing this podcast. I hate every Pokemon ever.
All right, Nick.
Captain Obvious.
How about you?
In terms of experience, I would probably go for Generation 2. I remember my parents at the time not letting me play it. Like, because at that time, I don't know if you remember, but people used to think Pokemon was the devil.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. I remember.
And so, like, my parents were pretty religious too, so I didn't really get to play it too much, and I borrowed my friend's Game Boy Color, and I think the first time I played Crystal, and I had the Wormlight for it, and I would play under the covers, and I could only catch Pokemon that were there at night, which was really annoying, because I didn't know how to reset the clock or whatever.
Yeah.
So I could only catch, like, Spinarak and Noctowl and stuff that only showed up at night. But in terms of Pokemon, I think it would be probably Gen 3. I think they had some of the most refreshing designs, I don't know, out of the series. I don't know, I really like the majority of the Pokedex in Gen 3.
Yeah. I know I've said it before, but I don't know if I've ever said, like, on my channel that I definitely agree. Gen 3's Pokemon fit the feeling of the setting better than any others. I wouldn't go so far to say that they're my favorite, but they're definitely really well done. I appreciate it a lot more now than when I first played it. Like, with the whole kind of warmer climate and tropical setting, there's just really solid design choices, I think.
It jumps
It's
out
really weird. I think most people would disagree with you. I don't know if you think that way or not, that most people would, but I don't know, most people definitely pick Gen 3 last.
Yeah, I think they do. I was one of those people for a while until I played through it, Emerald, after it came out, and it grew on me a lot the second time through.
It always surprised me because I really enjoyed it even from like day one. I don't know.
I enjoyed it lots, but I definitely preferred Gold and Silver.
Yeah. I mean, I think for me, my overall favorite is definitely Gen 1. Just because I remember playing Gen 1. I have the most fond memories of that out of any of them. I did love Gen 2. The first time I played through Gen 2, I was blown away by how much bigger everything was.
Yeah.
Like the days, the fact that the day and night shifted, the bug catching contest, like all of it was just phenomenal. But when I hear Pokemon, my first thought still goes back to like playing on my old gray Game Boy Brick, the original blue in black and white. That's still what I think of at first when I hear Pokemon. So I'd have to go with Gen 1. I really like Gen 5 though too. I think it's the best that we've had in quite a while. So I'm definitely not one of those people that only likes the newer gens, the older gens, but that's where my love for the game really started. So I guess it's not that surprising that they'd be my favorite.
Gen 5 is definitely better than Gen 4.
Yeah, that'll be a topic for another day, I'm sure.
Can I ask a surprise question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What, out of each generation, which game did you pick?
Let's see. The first one? Because, I mean, I got red and blue eventually.
On release, which
Yeah,
one did you get first?
I got blue, silver, ruby, diamond, black, and black 2.
Oh, well, I guess I'll go next. Mine are almost identical to NinjaDeathStrike's, except I had Pearl, but I'll just line them up. It was blue, and then silver, and then ruby, and then pearl, and then black, and then white 2, which I actually it's weird, because I actually still have my black 2 in wrapping, because I've only played white 2 on a ROM.
Yeah.
So it's kind of...
I mean...
say black 2.
Yeah, black 2 and white... Black and white and black and white 2 both I played on ROM first. I ended up buying them eventually, both versions, but I went with the one that I played through first, even though it wasn't a physical game cartridge.
Yeah, so then I guess white 2.
Yeah.
Mine, I've picked the second one every time. I picked blue, silver. Even though I played Crystal first, I bought
Silver.
And I didn't ever get to finish Crystal first. Well, that's fine because I wanted to play through Silver first anyway. But so it was blue, silver, sapphire, pearl, white, and then the only time I deviated was black 2. Because I figured I had white, so I might as well get black 2 because I like Zekrom. So I'd get black Gyrum.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm probably gonna pick Y because...
Oh yeah, I'm definitely picking X. That Xerneas is my new favorite thing.
Oh,
Yveltal, or however you pronounce his name.
Yveltal, yeah.
Whatever.
it sounds like a drug.
It does.
Adderall.
Really does.
That's on my name. That's on Adderall.
I'm probably gonna pick Y, but I don't know.
I have a fascination with forest and forest lore and like Celtic mythology and stuff. So it looked when it was standing in front of that giant tree with the big horns, like yeah.
You're done.
Yep.
You get it.
Not to hijack the conversation, but have you heard the rumor about what they're based on?
I've heard several.
Mythology?
Yeah, I've heard that one.
And the tree could be Yggdrasil.
It'd be cool if true, but the elks that were in Yggdrasil were like small red deer, not a big giant stag. So, and there were 2 of them.
So cool.
Yeah. Anyhow, Nick, do you want to move on to your section?
Sure.
Discussion.
I guess we'll start with I guess we've seen a lot of, a lot of different animals chosen to do, all these different Pokemon. What new ones would you like to see that haven't been done yet?
All right. Actually, my 2 favorite animals do not have Pokemon, so those would be a cheetah would be my number 1. And don't say Liepard. Fuck you guys, it's a leopard. It's not a cheetah.
I mean, the leopard is in the name, too.
Yeah. If you say it's a cheetah, you're stupid and should kill yourself. So a legit cheetah is my number 1. And I imagine it would probably be some kind of electric type because they're yellow. Electric Dark would be kind of cool. But, yeah, just really fast. And the other one is actually a Peregrine Falcon. We don't have one of those either. Yeah. Which, again, I like fast animals, obviously. It's the fastest bird. And it lives in the city, which is kind of cool. It can live in a city. So that would be neat to see. And besides that, a narwhal would be kind of neat.
Oh, that would be.
Yeah. So those would probably be my top 3.
Well, my top 3. I don't really know. I kind of want a chicken. I want more like basic bird animals, but definitely a chicken and a rooster. For some reason, I really want to see them.
Of all the animals that exist, you pick chicken.
Yeah, I know. It's so lame.
We are from different worlds, you and I.
Yeah, I guess so.
I hate farm animals. Anyhow, that's another story for another time. Go ahead.
Oh, gosh. I don't think I've ever really given it much thought, surprisingly, but for some reason, a flamingo?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Probably be terrible.
Almost definitely.
Like, I just imagine a single stage thing that never evolves
Yeah.
and is terrible and is just terrible. But flamingo. Gosh, what else? What other animal?
If you're going with the bird thing, peacock would be kind of cool.
Peacock would be cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other animals. I don't know. I'm out of ideas.
Okay.
Think of something later.
All right. Well, yeah. If you think of one later, just
My paper.
chime in. How about you, Nick?
I think there needs to be a platypus
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
with water, and the typing would be water poison,
Obviously.
because that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh.
I also...
You got your other one?
Go ahead. Okay.
I was just gonna say lion.
Oh yeah, but isn't
Luxray.
Luxray is
Luxray
lion?
is lionish. I'm not.
He's
yeah.
supposed to be like a lion / sphinx, I think.
Yeah. You're not the first
It's
person that
lionish.
I've heard say lion, so it would be cool to have a more like pure lion Pokemon. What type would it be? Do you think?
Oh.
Normal?
I don't know. Probably fire.
Fire?
I would think so.
Okay. What about your other ones, Nick?
My last one, I guess would be, I've not lost it because you interrupted me. Oh yeah, okay. I mentioned this earlier in one of my videos, but, a saber tooth, I want the fossil to be a saber
Oh
tooth.
yeah. That would be so cool. I'm with you, like 110%.
Because I know a lot of people think. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's it for me.
I'm done.
I just wanted to say that I agree because I did watch the video, so I know what you're about to say.
Okay, yeah.
But
well,
I guess
everyone's like telling me that Raikou is a saber-tooth tiger, but they were based on legendary like Japanese gods, right?
I don't know. I've actually never looked up their lure. They could be.
But anyway, I think it'd be interesting if we got a mammal type fossil instead of reptile or fish.
So would it be rock? I mean, it's got to be rock.
Yeah, they all have rock.
Yeah. Could do. That'd be
You
terrible.
can do rock fighting.
We're fighting.
Rock.
Saber-tooth tiger would be fighting though.
It's Pokemon. They do what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, Pokemon logic. Don't question it.
It's a pig. Firefighting.
It'd be dark.
Done.
Dark.
Yeah, Rock Dark wouldn't be. That'd be cool. It would be terrible competitively, but it would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we get new fossils. Did we get new fossils? We did get new fossils in Gen 5, and they were really good. Yeah. Gen 4, they were kind of dumb. Yeah. There's...
I guess they're dumb. I think they're pretty cool, though. Ramparados is like I don't know what he is. He's a dinosaur?
He's I forget its name. Man, that's it. 10-year-old me is so disappointed in me right now.
10-year-old me is like, oh,
He would have known that in a heartbeat.
I'm still 10-year-old me.
I want a plesiosaur. That would be pretty cool. As a fossil.
You got Lapras.
Lapras is a Loch Ness monster. It's not a plesiosaur. It's different. And there's another one, though, that I want more. It would still have to be rock water, because it's a sea monster. But there was this... It's like a genetic dead end of a shark, kind of on the shark's family tree, but it had this jaw, where, like, it had a saw blade built into its jaw that just, like, saw bladed stuff when it ate. Like a circular saw blade built into its jaw.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. That would be a crazy fossil Pokemon. Pretty much, except terrifying and eating fish. Yeah.
This is totally off topic, but do you know about the shark with a nose so big that it actually shoots its jaw at people?
What? Like an alien?
Yeah. Exactly like an alien. Like, one of my friends was totally pissed off because this shark exists. Because instead of evolving to have a smaller nose, it just has a shooting mouth.
So
Like,
it's
and
still
he's pissed off about it.
it's still alive? It's not extinct?
Apparently it's working out.
Okay, Sharpedo needs to evolve into that starting now, then.
You guys have no idea what the mental image I got. I just thought of a swimming xenomorph shark. Like, eating fish.
That's probably what it is. Let's be honest. We all know that the aliens are from Antarctica, so probably just face raped a shark, and this is the result.
Okay, so segue into...
Segue from alien rape.
Smooth. This is a classy discussion, guys.
What interesting type combinations would you like to see in either Legends or just regular Pokemon?
I'm first.
Yeah.
Ha! I'm gonna steal your answer. We need a poison legend. I mean, I think that's the only we don't have one. As far as legendaries go, I don't really care. I normally don't care about legendaries that much. I barely ever use them. I will use Xerneas, but I don't care what type he is. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'd still use him. But as far as regular things, flying, fighting, is a combo that I can't believe hasn't happened yet and should. It would be super duper good. Probably competitively too. There's actually Smallgun has the whole create a Pokemon thing where they make their own competitive guys, and they have a flying fighting guy, and he's ridiculously good. But that definitely needs to happen. Ghost everything. Ghost is my favorite, so we need Ghost everything. Ghost Psychic would be really cool. I want to see like a little girl spirit, creepy little girl Ghost Psychic. That would be great. Yeah. Other than that, Firegrass would be cool too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I really want Firegrass as well.
But there are tons of good ideas. I'll try not to take them all and let someone else talk now.
Okay. I would want an ice fighting type with like Technician, so it could Ice Shard for super much damage.
Ooh, and Mach Punch.
And Mach Punch possibly. I don't know. I want mechanics to make ice types better because they definitely get the shaft.
Yeah. That thing would be like a giant middle finger to all dragons.
Yeah, if it has the stats for it.
Yeah, I mean, if it gets Technician Ice Shard on an ice type that's not weak to Stealth Rocks, pretty good.
Yeah, all I have to do is avoid the Stealth Rocks.
Yeah.
And you're pretty much home free.
Well, I mean, with Fighting type, though, you'd be Stealth Rock neutral, so...
Yeah. Which is good enough. Let's see, I wanted the Fighting Flying as well, and I wanted it to be a rooster for cockfighting.
Nice!
Inside of Pokemon.
Roosters can't fly.
They can. Maybe it won't be able to fly. Maybe it'll be the Pokedex entry where it can't fly. Or something.
The only flying type that can't fly.
They can't fly? Or they just don't fly very much?
They can't. I don't think they can fly. I think they can, like, it's like a cocoon from Zelda. You can just, like, hover with them.
They can fly short distances, but they don't really fly.
I'm gonna go with... Yeah, you would know. You have roosters, right? You have a shit ton of animals.
We used to have a couple,
yeah.
And then we gave them away because they were really, really aggressive. One of them was.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Oh, I should have plenty more, but I'm kind of a blank.
It's okay.
Oh.
You can just
yeah.
you can just interrupt Nick again when you think of it.
No, I'll just interrupt Nick because might as well.
Thanks.
Yep.
I appreciate it. Be sure to leave long pauses, and then you have to wait until after I start again after that pause. Deal?
I'll try. Yes, so yes. 100% deal.
Like Matt said, I really want a poison legendary, but that's because my favorite type is poison.
What would it be? That's a good question.
We'll see. This was my theory. Because you have the X and Y legends that one's flying, one's I guess land.
Yeah.
The other one would be either a deep sea monster or like a graboid.
Yeah. I just assumed like, ground type.
It would be like a snake, you know what I mean? It would be like, I don't know, dark poison or psychic poison, something, like something interesting like that. I mean, dark poison's already been done with Drapion, but
not as a legendary.
But it'd be better because it's awesome.
Yeah.
Although Drapion's pretty cool. But interesting typings. I think Bug Ghost would be really cool.
Ooh, it's got Ghost. I like it.
Yeah. Like
there is one. Shedinja, yeah.
Something to be usable. That.
True.
I mean,
arguably he is usable, but...
And arguably, Ghost Bug is awful typing. I mean, it could be usable in game. It's different from competitive.
I think those offsetting types are always interesting.
Yeah.
Like you have stuff that could be like, trying to think of one that I haven't done already. Like you said, firegrass. But yeah, you guys took all the good answers. So.
Yeah.
I remembered my answer.
What is it?
I want a ghost rock that can learn rapid spin.
Ooh, what would it be? Ghost rock. That's interesting.
I have no idea. It could be a monster. I don't care. But I mean, first of all, there is no ghost that can rapid spin, so that's good. And then it would get the sandstorm special defensive boost, so it would be like super good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe if it has good stats, but you know, it could be.
I thought of a good one. I'm gonna interrupt you.
All right, good.
Revenge. Poison electric. I think it'd be cool. I just think
it's super weak to the ground, though.
Give it levitate. Everything gets levitate.
It could be Rotom.
That is a cool typing, though. Rotom? What appliance poisons you?
No, I'm just saying, the Rotom heat is quad weak to ground.
Yeah.
It does levitate, so it avoids the metagame by flying.
I want it to be a Rotom now. Yeah, me too. Like Rotom medicine cabinet. Rotom drain cleaner. That's not really electric,
Rotom
though.
Poison.
Yeah.
It would be like, it would have like the Mr. Yuck face.
Yeah.
Trying to think of something, I can't.
Go figure, there aren't any common electrical poisoning devices in the household. I can't believe we can't think of one.
It doesn't have to be a Rotom.
Yeah.
It could be an air conditioner, because those can be poisonous, I guess.
Maybe.
Oh, it could be like I don't know, a thing that you spray on crops or whatever. Good pesticide.
Oh. But it's got to be electric type, too. That's the thing.
Could be like an airplane.
Could be, an evil crop dusting airplane.
Could be an environmental message. Pokemon, it seems to be filled with those.
Yeah. Alright.
It's actually the Pokemon that you use to help restore the balance in Gen 6.
By poisoning everything.
Crop dusting Xerneas. He has evil Pokemon on his antlers.
Alright, next question. Before this gets even more off topic.
Hang on, I was taking a drink, I'm sorry. Okay, last one is, I guess, the best for last. What are your thoughts on Shinichi Masuda's quote? A new battle mechanism that allows your Pokemon to become even more powerful when the bonds you share grow stronger. What do you think that means, and how do you think it'll change either in-game or, I guess, you could talk about competitively?
I don't know. I don't know what to think of it, honestly, if it's going to be that big of a deal. I think the last thing we need is more complicated battling mechanics. Like, it's already enough with IVs and EVs and stuff like that. If it's something that gets rid of IVs, though, I'm all for it. Like, if your Pokemon's IVs increase, the more it likes you, that's fine. I think EVs are really great. I like how they work. I think that they give it a really strategic edge, but IVs are just stupid. Yeah, so what I think it's going to be, probably not that, but what I want it to be is IVs replaced with just the more it likes you, the better your base stats. That's what I hope it is.
I hadn't really thought about it that way, but I agree with you. Because I do want an overhaul of the IV system, either an easier way to get them, or like you said, they just get better with happiness. Although that would really put the frustration move to no use at all.
Yeah.
But when I first heard this, I'm like, it sounds like something you'd read on the back of the box, like start your adventure with Pokemon. Like love and companionship. It sounds like it doesn't mean anything to me. Like it's just really vague, so I just don't really think about it. But yeah,
sorry.
I was just gonna say if it simplifies the methods of getting IVs, I'm for it. So
I don't know if I think that they've made it a point in each, like, even in the video, it was made as a point. Like, so I don't know if it's trivial, you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know what they could do. I think it might be interesting if they do base, either, I don't know, either this amount of speed that you gain EVs based on friendship, or, you know, something like that. It obviously has to do with how much you use the Pokemon and how much it likes you. But I don't know how it would, you know, change the way that your Pokemon grows, unless there's some new mechanic that they're adding altogether.
Yeah.
Which could be dangerous.
They've done a pretty good job with that kind of stuff so far, though. Like, all of the big changes they've made, I would definitely say have been for the better. Like, splitting special so that it's actually special defense and special attack. That was good. Abilities have been great. This physical special split in Gen 4 was much needed. So, yeah. I trust them to... If it's big, I think it'll probably be an improvement, whatever it is.
I really wish they'd do some type balancing.
Yeah, they need to do that too.
Because it's just like the way that it's been so long since they did any type adjusting.
Gen 2.
Yeah, so it's like poison and ice really need something.
I think water should be weak to poison. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. It does make sense.
Make the point that water actually dilutes poison. So it would be the other way around.
Yeah, but if you have a cup of water and I put poison in it, doesn't matter how diluted it is, the water is definitely less enticing than it was before the poison was in there.
And we're talking Pokemon logic.
Yeah.
If you put muck in a pond, it's obviously going to be less appealing of a pond.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice.
I think fighting should be weak to poison too.
Yeah, that makes sense as well.
You could just throw normal under the bus.
Yeah, normal's supposed to be kind of type neutral, though. I don't even know why normal is... Like, normal should just be normal. It should just always be normal. But, whatever.
Why is it weak to fighting? I never understood that.
I didn't either.
Because the normal guys don't know how to fight.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
So it's basically the nerd type.
My favorite explanation ever for a type explanation was why flying resist fighting. It was in a comic that I can't find now, obviously, but like they were going through explaining some of the types, and they got to flying fighting, and it's just like, have you ever tried to punch a bird? And that was it. That was the only explanation for why flying resist fighting.
Yeah.
That's my question.
Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you again. I suck.
Oh, it's fine. I was just gonna say, for whatever reason, the weakness resistance thing always made a lot of sense to me. Maybe it's just the way I thought about it.
Yeah. Some of them definitely do, and then some of them you just kind of memorize, I think, and so they make sense because you memorized it. That's what it does. I don't know. Anyhow, I think that is going to just about wrap up our first show. Eventually, I would like to have a segment where we answer viewer questions, but obviously, since this is the first episode, we don't have any of those. For all of you guys watching, though, please, if you have questions, please leave them in the comments of this video, and we will answer them next time. Should be Pokemon related, don't necessarily have to be. If you have a fun question, you can ask it. I can't promise that we get to it. It just depends on how many of you ask questions and whether or not they suck. So we will try and answer some of them, though. So if you have questions that you would like to see us discuss, please leave them in the comments, and we'll do that next time. We're going to try and have one episode of this every month. That seems attainable. So hopefully this will be a monthly thing. If you have any comments or any suggestions for us, leave those in the comments as well, and we'll try to address those with the next episode. So unless you guys have anything to add, I think that's going to conclude the show for tonight.
Yeah, I'm pretty set.
Nick, all set? All right. So thanks for watching, guys. And give a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment. I'm sure all three of us will probably be checking the comments to reply and stuff. Subscribe to the channels if you haven't done that yet. Check out everyone else's channel. As I said, there will be links in the description, so definitely check out everyone's channel, no matter whose channel you're listening to this on. And we'll have another show coming your way next month. Thanks, guys.